TallyPrime. As per the accounting practice of journaling, you can record all transactions using Journal Vouchers (JV) in TallyPrime. However, there are specialized accounting voucher types for different types of transactions like payments, receipts, sales, purchases, contra, debit notes, credit notes, and so on to ease data entry. Once you know how to enter a transaction in TallyPrime, you can enter any transaction in a similar way. Voucher types in TallyPrime can be categorized as journals, purchases, sales, payments, receipts, contra, inventory vouchers, order vouchers, and non-accounting vouchers. In this topic, you will understand how to record a transaction in TallyPrime or say, do accounting entry in TallyPrime and learn more about the voucher types provided for accounting in TallyPrime. Apart from the 28 default voucher types for accounting entry in TallyPrime, you can also create your own voucher types under the default voucher types for easy accounting. For example, you can create cash sales under sales voucher type so that you can identify and sequentially number all your cash sales. For faster data entry operation, you can also use voucher class in TallyPrime. Record transactions. Recording transactions for accounting entry in TallyPrime follow a simple pattern. You can record a transaction with the following steps. A transaction for payment of rent, expenses, is used as an example. 1. Press Alt plus G, go to, Create Voucher, press F5, Payment. Alternatively, Gateway of Tally Vouchers, press F5, Payment. 2. Press F2, Date, to change the transaction date, if needed. When you press F2 to change the date shown is for the subsequent day of the current date. This is done to avoid manual entry of date for the next day, as the immediate next day is the most common business day. You can however enter any date, even a date, before the current date. 3. In the account field, select the cash or bank ledger. When you create a company in TallyPrime, the system creates two ledgers by default, cash and profit and loss A/C. 4. Provide the payment details. Under Particulars, select Expense Ledger, for which you are making this payment. As always, press Alt plus C to create a ledger under Indirect Expenses, on the fly, if an expense ledger does not exist. B. Amount, enter the payment amount. 5. Provide narration, if any, and accept the voucher creation screen. As always, press Ctrl plus A to save. Edit log, for transactions. In TallyPrime Edit Log Release 2.1 and TallyPrime Release 2.1 with Edit Log enabled, all the activities related to a particular transaction are recorded as edit log for that transaction. These activities include creation, alteration, and deletion, which can happen in various scenarios such as changing the rate of the stock item in the transaction, adding narration, changing voucher number, and other such activities that affect the company data. In this section, view Edit Log for transactions. Impact of renumbering voucher number. Impact of deleting a voucher. Impact of other activities. View Edit Log for transactions. You may want to view Edit Log to track changes made in a voucher. To view Edit Log for a transaction. 1. Open the transaction from Daybook. Press Alt plus G, go to, type or select Daybook and press Enter. Alternatively, Gateway of Tally, Daybook. B. Select the transaction and press Enter. The voucher alteration screen appears. If you have opened Daybook to view altered/deleted vouchers and drill down on a deleted transaction, then the Edit Log report appears. 2. In the transaction, press Alt plus Q, Edit Log. Alternatively, press Ctrl plus O, Related Reports, Edit Log and press Enter. The Edit Log report displays version, activity, username, and date and time. 3. Select any version and press Enter. The differences between Edit Log version screen appears. You can view the details of changes made in the selected version of the transaction as compared to its previous version. TallyPrime highlights the changes made in the transaction as compared to its previous version in red text. Similarly, you can drill down to any version and view the comparison between the version and its previous one. You will not be able to drill down on the resaved version as there are no data of changes between the versions. To know more about the report, refer to differences between edit log versions. 4. Configure the report to compare the versions, as needed. Press F12, Configure. A. Show altered values only, yes. Subsequently, only the values that you have changed in the transaction will be highlighted in red text. For instance, if you had changed party A/C, rate of a stock item, date, and others, then you will be able to view it. Set it as no, if you do not want to view those values. B. Show configuration-based value, such as yes/no, or change from blank to not applicable/primary yes. Subsequently, you will be able to view the difference in the configurations of both the versions. For instance, if you had changed values of fields, which is enabled by the F12 configurations of the voucher, then you will be able to view it. Set it as no, if you do not want to view the difference in the configurations of both the versions. C. Show internal fields updated by the application, no. As a result of alteration, a few internal fields get updated in the application. Set as yes only if you want to view such fields in the report. After configuring, as shown above, a sample report appears as shown below. Impact of renumbering voucher number. If the method of voucher numbering is set as automatic or multi-user auto in a particular voucher type, then a few activities such as deleting the voucher or changing the date will create a log for the subsequent vouchers. Impact of deleting a voucher. When you delete a voucher, the following message appears. Once you delete a voucher, the voucher number of the subsequent vouchers change, because of which a log gets created for those vouchers too. To view the impact of adding, inserting, or duplicating a transaction, refer to Add, Insert, or Duplicate a transaction. Impact of other activities. When you change the date of a voucher, TallyPrime displays a message. If you change the date of a voucher, its voucher number changes. Therefore, the voucher number of the subsequent vouchers also change. The change in voucher number leads to the creation of log for those vouchers. Other activities that can lead to creation of log for affected vouchers due to voucher renumbering are listed below. 1. Making a voucher optional. 2. Making an optional voucher a regular one. 3. Changing the voucher type of a voucher. 4. Creating a backdated transaction. Accounting with Journal Voucher. If you are account savvy, you can use Journal Voucher for accounting entry in TallyPrime to record any type of transaction. In a Journal Voucher, you will see the buy-into/dr and cr entries that you are familiar with when doing entries in the account books. Though you can use JV for any kind of accounting transaction, it needs good knowledge of accounting principles. For ease of recording, you may choose the corresponding specialized voucher type. In this section, record journal entries. Adjustment entries using Journal Vouchers. Journal Vouchers in Daybook. Journal Register. Record journal entries. You can use Journal Voucher in TallyPrime to record the payment you did in the previous transaction. 1. Press Alt+G, go to, Create Voucher, press F7, Journal. Alternatively, Gateway of Tally Vouchers, press F7, Journal. 2. Press F2, Date, to change the transaction date, if needed. When you press F2 to change the date shown is for the subsequent day of the current date. This is done to avoid manual entry of date for the next day, as the immediate next day is the most common business day. You can, however, enter any date, even a date before the current date. 3. Specify the payment details. A. In DR, select the expense ledger, and specify the debit amount. For example, you can select an expense ledger for rent and enter the rent paid. As in other transactions, you can create the ledger on the fly by pressing Alt+C. By default, in a journal voucher, you need to first specify the DR, debit side. B. In CR, select the payment mode. And specify the credit amount. If you are unable to see the cash ledger, click on Show More under List of Ledger Accounts. If the amount is not equivalent to the debit amount, you need to select another credit ledger. 4. Provide narration, if any, and accept the voucher creation screen. As always, press Ctrl+A to save. You have recorded a payment transaction in TallyPrime as a journal entry. In a similar manner, you can use a journal voucher to record any type of accounting transaction. As you have seen, though you can use a journal voucher in TallyPrime to record a payment transaction, the specialized voucher type payment helps ease the data entry, adjustment entries using journal vouchers. If you have understanding of accounting principles, you can use JV for any kind of accounting transactions, including adjustment entries. JVs are mostly used for adjustment entries for finalization of books. Journal vouchers and daybook. To view entered journal vouchers, you can go to Daybook. Daybook is a report to view transactions recorded in the day. 1. Press Alt+G, go to, type or select Daybook and press Enter. Alternatively, Gateway of Tally, display more reports, Daybook. By default, Daybook displays all vouchers recorded for the day. 2. Press F2, Date, to change the date, if needed. When you press F2 to change the date shown is for the subsequent day of the current date. This is done to avoid manual entry of date for the next day, as the immediate next day is the most common business day. You can, however, enter any date, even a date, before the current date. 3. Press F4, Voucher Type, and select Journal Voucher. The Daybook displays the list of all journal vouchers recorded as per the selected date. In Daybook you can also see transactions for a date range by pressing Alt plus F2, period, and mention from and to date to view transactions of that period. Journal Register. Journal Register displays all the journal vouchers recorded for each month. You can view this report in the application and in a browser. 1. Press Alt plus G, go to, type or select Journal Register and press Enter. Alternatively, Gateway of Tally, display more reports, account books, Journal Register. The Journal Register appears. 2. Select the required month and press Enter. You can also press F8, Columnar, and set the options as required, to view the Journal Columnar Register. A. Set the options Show Voucher Reference Number and Show Voucher Reference Date as Yes, to view these details in separate columns. B. Accept the screen. As always, you can press Ctrl+A to save. The columnar voucher register of journal vouchers appears as shown.